my badass boys and badass babes? It's your favorite bad girl of Black Hills, Virgo the Vixen. And as always, hit those like, subscribe buttons wherever they're at. All right, today we are going to be talking about my daughter Ava's nasty old bitter neighbor. And for this video, we'll just call her Karen. Now, let me tell you what's going on with this woman. This is the type of woman that has lived in this neighborhood practically for all her life. She has lived there for God knows how many years, I think since the planet was created, if you listen to her side of the story. But she lives there. She thinks she owns the neighborhood. Like I said, she's that type of woman who doesn't have anything to do in her life. She has nothing, basically. She doesn't even have pets. So what does that tell you? She can't even get a cat or a dog to like her. So make her own decisions. Anyways, so this neighbor has been bothering my daughter ever since she moved into the neighborhood. She doesn't think my daughter's good enough. She doesn't think she's the right type of person for the neighborhood. So anyways, you can imagine how that relationship is. Now, that's just to set the context for the story. Now, here's what happened. Earlier this week, my grandchildren, my precious little angels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, her three sons just turned 1, and we're going to have a party, right? Who wouldn't want a party for their kids? And just for my grandsons, my sweet little angels, just let you know, Grandma still hasn't forgotten what you did to her phone. So just keep that in mind if you're watching this video. Anyways, so guess what? We're going to have a little party. She invited close family, close friends, people she actually wants there to be there. I'm on the list. Her sister, let me see, Leona. I'm sorry, my brain is going six different directions at once, so please forgive me. Leona is showing her little baby bump, and she's looking good. She's going to be giving birth sometime in October, November, if I remember right, somewhere in there. But anyways, so we got the friends, we got the family, and some of the close friends, they have young ones, so they're running around the area. They're laughing, they're giggling, they're screaming their little heads off. Right? It's a kid's birthday party, all right? They got super soakers for the little bit older ones. And everyone's having a good time. We got the barbecue going. We got the grill. We got barbecue. We got music. So it's a kid's party, all right? So we're having a lot of fun. All right. Now, this is where things you can imagine are going to slightly turn off to the left and crash into the dumpster fire. All right. So I get there, I have my gift, and for the record, I probably I got something educational. I know that grandparents like to do is get the most annoying gift, but I got something a little educational for my kids. It's a little educational video about the ABCs, your first numbers. I thought, it'd be nice to get them on a good first step versus what I did with my daughter Ava, who I just sat in front of the TV and let her watch The Price is Right. Don't judge, it worked, okay? Just saying, not the best motherly advice, but it worked, okay? Anyways, so I go over there, and lo and behold, Karen is already ripping into my daughter about how things are too loud and noisy. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Seriously, what the hell do you expect from a bunch of kids? Them to sit down and read from War and Peace? What the hell's wrong with this old woman? Seriously, what the hell is wrong with her? I mean, seriously, I'd like to know why she's so bitter and old. All right, so we ignore her for the moment. Then she crosses the line. All right, she threatened to call the cops to shut down the party. Now, to be fair, I can understand, why she would want to do that. Do I agree with it? Oh, hell to the no. So, we told her, we're trying to be polite, we're trying to be neighborly. My daughter is looking at me saying, back off, Mom, I got this, stay out of it. And it's hard for me to stay out of this, but that moment, I respect my daughter's wishes. Crotchety old Karen calls the cops. Cops come. Nothing happens. They go. Party continues. So we're doing this for another hour. And, all right, I'm protective of my kids and my grandkids. Just a little. All right? Calling the cops on my kids is one thing. Mean old Karen decides to take the garden hose and spray various people in the party. Now, I just wanted to, like that little needle on the record that goes, okay. I'm trying to be polite. I'm trying to be civil. But at this point, it's war. Now, how did I handle the situation? Most people would have just called the cops and just reported it and left it at that. Most people maybe would have yelled at the neighbor and told her to stop it, or otherwise, you're going to pursue legal action or something. That's most people. Now, you've just ruined my grandson's birthday party. You just sprayed down my daughters. Mama is mad. All right. So, do I do something crazy? No. Do I do something outrageous? I'll let you be the judge. So, what do I do? Unofficially, I did nothing. Unofficially, I stayed at the party and behaved. Unofficially. Off the record, maybe something happened. Maybe something happened to her car. Maybe something happened to her. I don't know. But let me tell you what did happen. Mysteriously, something, somehow, some way, a bunch of kids were riding on her car with chocolate ice cream. I don't know how the kids got over to her car with chocolate ice cream. I have no clue. They were just smearing it all over, writing their names, kind of fun stuff that could easily be cleaned up, or at least so I'm thinking. But, maybe things like that happened, or maybe the fact that when she answered her door, she got soaked with a super soaker filled with red wine. To be fair, it wasn't a great blend. It was a crappy wine, but still, red wine, super soaker. Maybe 3, 4. Okay, that's 4 super soakers full of red wine. All right, so maybe 4 super soakers of red wine were sprayed at her the moment she opened the door. Now, you would think that this was kind of, you spray, it's kind of tit for tat kind of thing. Out come the police once again. All right? Here's the funny part about police officers. Okay? They don't like being called to BS calls. They really get mad. And here's the thing about the law. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Now, everyone at the party said, we don't know what happened to the crazy old neighbor. Maybe she got drunk and spilled the wine all over herself. Okay? And super soakers. What super soakers? There was no super soakers at the party. Go figure. They mysteriously disappeared. So, I would love to tell you that was the end of it. Okay? No. Karen decides she's going to try to, how can we say this politely, after the cops were convinced that we were all at the party, we were all behaving, everyone was accounted for. I would love to tell you this is where that story ends and we can just go on with our lives. My daughter Ava is truly my daughter. Okay? What I allegedly did, and if anyone from the legal department or let's say law enforcement asked, it was alleged. I wasn't there. I didn't do any of this so-called things. Now my daughter, on the other hand, she is literally my daughter in this case. You soaked her children. She is, to say she's pissed off would be, pissed off is here. She's kind of up here. The woman wants blood. Not literally, but she will be getting her revenge. like I said, I would love to tell you that the story ended with the super soakers, would end with the cops. My daughter decides to ratchet it up a notch or two. All right. What did she do? She may have accidentally climbed the fence, went into Karen's yard, took the garden hose that soaked her children. She may have left it in an open window, put the garden hose through an open window, and just turned the water on and climbed back over the fence. Or at least that's what the homeowner's insurance policy is saying. Or I should say, the inspector for the homeowner's insurance policy, because for some odd reason, Karen wasn't paying too much attention to the kitchen. All of a sudden, there was a flood of water in her house. Yeah, boy, my daughter's, especially Ava, she can be a little psycho. But anyways, to wrap up this story, we all have nasty neighbors, okay? And we all have to learn to live together, or at least that's what we tell ourselves, okay? Because let's face it, we all have those neighbors that can unite us together when we see a cop car in front of their house with them in handcuffs being let out. So I guess today's life lesson, moral of the story is, don't piss off my daughter. She is psychotic. Holy shit. Well, anyways, my badass boys and badass babes, hopefully you learned some life lessons that you will not be doing, because technically is, as you know, spraying someone with a super soaker full of red wine illegal? Yes. Is it immoral? That's debatable. Is it fun? Hell yes, it's fun. But you didn't hear that from me. Anyways, my badass boys and badass babes, who's your vixen? And bye-bye.